Hey, what's up guys, it's Darius, and today we're going to be checking out the brand new Poco M3 Pro. But instead of just doing a regular review, I thought it'd be nice to do kind of like a real world test where I use the device throughout the day as my main phone, and then show you guys its main features, and we'll be testing everything. We'll actually be going on a small trip with a couple of friends, so I'm excited for that. I'm very curious to see how especially the camera and the battery life performs. It's currently around 9:30 a.m. I woke up a bit late and we're at 99% battery life. But first, COVID test. We're now going to pick up the car and then finally start our trip. Now, a brand new feature is that it has 5G, which is very unique for such a low price point. You can get it for less than 200 bucks, which is crazy. And even better, it actually has dual SIM 5G, which is rare not only in its price segment, but in higher end phones as well. Like the S21 Ultra, for example, does not have dual 5G SIM. It's already 11 a.m. and we're finally going to start our trip now. We're down to 94% battery life. We finally made it. It's 1 o'clock and we're down to 72% on the phone. Been navigating for close to 2 hours, so that's a pretty good result. The device didn't get very hot, so that's pretty nice. And now we're gonna explore the town. Look at that view. We have a 6.5-inch 1080p LCD panel with now a 90Hz refresh rate, which is very smooth and quite rare at this price point. I would prefer it if the chin was a little smaller, to be honest, because it is quite big and not symmetrical. Instead of a dot drop display, you have a full dot, which looks a lot better, in my opinion. Although you can see it's a bit dim when it's so bright outside. You can't really see the screen that well, but I guess at this price point you can't really complain that much. One thing that I did notice is how quick the fingerprint scanner is. Check it out. So quick. It's actually very impressive. And it's super accurate as well. And it also has face unlock. Although it only uses the front-facing camera, which is not as secure, but it is pretty damn fast. I want to quickly talk about the performance. The M3 Pro is the actual first device by Poco that uses a MediaTek processor, and it's the Dimensity 700. It's a 7nm processor, and the performance is pretty good. I'll be honest, it's not the smoothest out there, but again, for such a low price point, you can't really complain. It stutters occasionally in the UI, but generally, especially in combination with that 90Hz display, you do have a very smooth experience. The UI is pretty fluid, but as you can see, it does stutter a little bit. It's now a little past 2 p.m. and we're at 64% battery life, so that's pretty good. I've been navigating a lot and just generally web browsing, taking some pictures. So far that's a pretty good result. I'm going to be testing the cameras now. So we've been testing out the portrait mode a bit, and it has a 2-megapixel depth sensor. And I was actually surprised by it. It does a pretty good job. Not 100% of the time, but most of the time it cuts out the subject pretty well. Better than I expected. So I've tried the macro camera a bunch of times now, but it's not that great. it's not very sharp, it's only 2 megapixels. Probably just be better off taking a regular picture and then zooming in. To be honest, that's probably just a marketing reason why they added a 2 megapixel camera to have a quad camera. I'd say so far, main sensor is pretty good, but the macro is pretty trash and the depth camera is surprisingly decent. The selfie camera is alright. As you can see, it doesn't do that great of a job, but it's okay. It's 3:30 now and we still have 58% remaining, which is pretty impressive. It has a 5000 mAh large battery and so far it's doing really well. So it's around 5:15 now, and we actually still have 48% remaining. The battery life is very good. Also pretty cool, it still has a headphone jack, so if you don't have wireless headphones, you can just plug them in with that. I personally just use wireless headphones, but if you don't, it's a nice thing to have. So it's completely made out of plastic, but the build quality is decent. Feels, I guess, pretty solid. Doesn't feel like it would break easily. It does have corroding Gorilla Glass, which is nice, so you are protected, although it does not have an IP rating, so you probably don't want to get wet, but if it does get wet a little bit, should be alright. But again, no official IP rating, so probably keep it away from water. I actually quite like the dual tone design with the black here and the silver on the other side, but the branding is too much in my opinion, and it would look a lot cleaner and a lot nicer without it. So now we're gonna head back. We're gonna jump in the car and drive back to Cologne. It's around 6:30 now and we have 34% remaining, which is pretty good. And yeah, we'll see. When it dies, it's gonna navigate a bit more, so that's gonna take it, drain on the battery. But I'll see you guys in Cologne. We just arrived and now we're gonna go pick up some food and then we're gonna go head on back home. By the way, it's 8:15 and we're down to 18% on the phone. A new thing that they added from its predecessor is NFC. Finally, I can pay using the device, which is something I do a lot. I just had a delicious dinner and afterwards I still gamed a little on the device. I tried some more intense games like Asphalt 9 and to my surprise it actually ran really smoothly. At no lags whatsoever, which is again very surprising given that the UI sometimes lags. I definitely did not expect that, so maybe the lagging UI can be fixed with a software update. You can get it with 64 or 128 gigabytes of storage and now up to 6 gigabytes of RAM. By the way, that's expandable storage, which is obviously very nice. Oh, and by the way, the speakers are also quite good. They get fairly loud and don't distort, which is nice. It's around 10 now and we're down to 5% battery life. We have over 6.5 hours of screen on time, which is very impressive. This thing will definitely last you all day and then some. And now that it's actually out of battery, it does support 18 watts fast charging with a fast charger included in the box. It's actually a 22.5 watts fast charger, which is a little odd, but I guess they had them left over from the higher end Poco devices, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's definitely nice that it's included in the box. I can definitely recommend the device. I'm overall very happy with it. For less than 200 bucks, you get a great package. Definitely let me know what you think in the comments down below and what other videos you'd like to see on it. Don't forget to smash the like button and hit subscribe and the notification bell to not miss any of my upcoming videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
Mega
We back.
We back. We back, boys and girls.